Hey ladies, Meredith here. How are you guys doing? I hope you're doing well. I wanted to teach you guys today about a smoky eye look with the new Wonderland collection. Please forgive my voice as I have just been getting over some sickness, so I have a little bit of a deeper voice than I normally do, so forgive me for my voice. But I want to go ahead and dive in. If you guys haven't gotten the Wonderland collection, it is absolutely my favorite collection of shadow senses and the lip colors that we've ever had since I've been with Synagents. I just celebrated my 2-year anniversary with Synagents, which was on December 1st. And it's pretty amazing all the things that have happened so far in 2 years. But if you have not gotten the Wonderland Collection Shadow Sense, it is a complete must. It's been one of my biggest sellers because they're all so versatile. There's something for every day, and there's something that can spice it up. And then there's something that I'm going to teach you guys today about doing a naturally glamorous smoky eye. And a lot of people I have heard, I guess regular everyday makeup wearers are a little afraid of the deep plum. I'm going to show you guys how to fall in love with that deep plum, okay? But before I dive in to the actual shadows, I want to teach you guys something that's been, hey Lisa, how are you doing, sweetie? Hey Sarah. I'm going to teach you guys one of my favorite tricks that I have taught all of my clients as a professional makeup artist. If you guys don't know, I've been a professional makeup artist for over 20 years. I trained under many people, but under the likes of Laura Mercier herself. And one of the things when I traveled with her, one of her things that I love so much is creating pigment into the roots of the eyelashes. Forgive me, I just have foundation and bronzer and our awesome silver rose dust on, and I'm sure I'm going to get asked. I have praline rose, which is one of my favorite colors, with my favorite sugar plum all over it. So I did 2 layers of praline rose and 2 layers of sugar plum on top. And it's like my favorite everyday natural. Okay, so what I'm going to teach you guys is our eyeliner. If you guys do not have these amazing new iSense pencils, y'all are missing out. Because all we've had before is our awesome, and I do love a liquid liner. I love our awesome iSense liner. But it depends on what kind of look you want to get. What I'm doing right now is something you cannot do, with our liquid eyeliners, liquid iSense. And then before I was using our Onyx Shadow Sense, and it definitely did the trick that I've taught a lot of you guys that might have been have seen a lot of my tutorials in the past about how to put the pigment into the roots of the eyelashes. But it took a long time because the Shadow Sense, you know, takes at least 2 to 3 minutes to dry, and it was a lot of work with a brush. So this is like quick and easy, everyday, bomb diggity. And if you guys are not selling this, when you're selling this, you're missing out. And because like Lip Sense Glossy Gloss is to Lip Sense, iSense is to the mascara. It's just an amazing upsell that if somebody's interested in our mascara challenge that we're doing for you guys this month, if you guys sell some of these mascaras and the customer's like, oh my gosh, that's so great, because we have so many pictures that shows this amazing mascara with the lash growth, you can just say, I also, if you love a mascara, you're going to absolutely love our iSense pencils. They go hand in hand. And use pictures and show them, and they'll be like, okay. I mean, what's the worst that can happen, girls? They say no. I mean, you always want to upsell and pair things together because truly you want the best for your customers, right? So I'm going to go ahead and dive in. I'm going to use the black iSense that I use this every day. And when I say every day, even if I have a look like I have on right now with no eyeshadow, I'm going to use this black iSense pencil. I wear makeup when I go work out. I work out at least 3 to 4 times a week. And it's also a great conversation starter because I've had so many girls come up to me and be like, I see you working out, and how is your makeup still on? So think about that, girls. Okay, so here's the black iSense pencil. And what I'm going to be doing, excuse me, sorry, I just bumped into my table. The trick that I love so much is take this pencil, and I know we normally kind of go on top, but what I do every day to create those thicker, fuller eyelashes right there before we put on that awesome volumizing mascara is I go into the roots of the eyelashes. I'm not going on the waterline, but if I wanted to, I could, because the waterline is not going to dip down. Okay, so I pull tight on the left, on the side of my eye to keep it taut. And then I kind of like halfway this is me putting it on myself, halfway close my eye a little bit. And then I just go, excuse me, into the roots. I'm so glad that happened. Because look, you just get a little Q-tip and a little foops. It's really hard to do this in a camera, in case you guys didn't know. All right, and a little foops. And there it goes. Okay? All right, so got that off. All right, so what I did, I don't know if you guys saw, I just kind of halfway did it like this into the roots. Y'all see what I did? Now, sometimes, see how I'm getting a little bit down there? If that's the look you want to do for a smoky eye, like at the end, I might go down there and do that into the waterline. But for an everyday, what I do that into the roots. See how I have it all into the roots of the eyelashes. Underneath. And then I take a Q-tip. And I kind of just go under the waterline. Now this is for a natural everyday look. So see how, look at the difference between, I just went underneath. Look at the difference between this eye and that eye. And I don't have any mascara on or any eyeshadow on. I just look like I have thicker, fuller eyelashes right there. Does that make sense? So I created that look in the roots of the eyelashes. Okay? So there's that. And then on top, during the day, I kind of go on top a little bit. Now listen, I'm going to do the Eye Sense pencil. If I was doing my makeup every day, I do the Shadow Sense first. But I wanted to show you guys this trick of how significant it is to put the pigment between the roots of the eyelashes underneath. And then just gently lay it across the roots of the eyelash on top of the eyelid. You don't want to do a big, thick, full line unless that's what you want your look to do. See how that just created thicker, fuller eyelashes underneath right here? And I have nothing on this eye. Does that make sense? And it doesn't look like I have a big, thick eye pencil on, does it? And now, because this stuff is so bomb diggity, it's not going anywhere. It's not going to smudge or budge, okay? So pull tight, go underneath, kind of halfway close into the roots of the eyelashes. If you get a little bit underneath there for your natural everyday look, take your Q-tip and go underneath and then pull taut and then gently go into the roots of the eyelashes there. Does that make sense? Hey, Nicole, how you doing, baby? Okay, so that's just one of my things that I wanted to teach you guys first to show you. If we were just doing a natural everyday, I'm just going to go ahead and do this. And literally kind of do it blind. Take the pencil, and you can feel where you're going. See? Right there into the roots of the eyelash. Look at that. That's like if you want to look like you don't have any makeup on, and you put this on right there, and just do a little bit of mascara, you'll look like you have really awesome eye makeup on, even though you don't. Never see me without eye makeup. Thank you. I have no concealer, no eye makeup, just face and brows and lips. Thanks, Taryn. Okay. I know. I love my eye makeup. Okay. So we did here, and then we're just going to gently go into the roots, right? Look how awesome that is. Y'all see? Just that little tip. That's like my #1 tip that I teach all of my clients, and it literally is life-changing. And it's so easy with these black, brown. If you do not have this and you're not selling this with the waterproof mascara, you're missing out. It is an easy upsell. Just like Glossy Gloss is to Lip Sense, I believe Eye Sense is to the mascara. Same way, I believe our Natural Loose Powder is with our foundation. They all work together. Mind blown. See, there you go. I just learned last night, I shared that you can use the space bar on your iPhone to actually navigate and not like go crazy on your iPhone. We're all learning new things every day. Okay, so now we're going to dive into the actual smoky eye. So you always heavy-handed with a liner and the line is too thick. Must try this. Exactly. So you go underneath to get that thicker, fuller eyelash. See how I taught you guys? You go into the roots of the eyelash and then pull taut, and then you just gently lay it across the roots of the eyelashes for for a natural everyday look. But into the roots of the eyelashes, that's what creates that huge pop that you see. You see these gorgeous eye makeup tutorials, and they have those thick, full eyelashes without having false eyelashes on. That's how you create that look. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and dive in. Like I said, we're using the Wonderland collection. I'm going to go ahead and start out with the Glacier Glitter. And every day, if you guys do not have the Candid Cocoa Shimmer, this is something that everybody can wear every single day. All of your customers and yourself. One thing too, a lot of people think, oh, they see the deep plum, or oh, they see the Candid Shimmer. You know, for me, this is actually kind of light for me to wear on a daily basis. I like to have more of a glamorous eye, even though it's natural. But you have to let your customers know that you don't have to go the full depth of what that is. It can be sheer. And you have to show them like different layers, how you can swipe it on your hand and then it can go a little bit sheerer than what this actually normally is. Now, with the Glacier Glitter, there's so many things you can do with that. You can, after you do your eye, you can put this amazing glitter on top. I'm a glitter girl. I love me some glitter. But one thing I've learned about with this Glacier Glitter Shadow Sense is you have to kind of let it set a little bit because it comes out almost clear and a little runny. I don't know if that makes sense because it is clear. So what I like to do is kind of, I don't know if any of you guys have ever worn false eyelashes, but when you use the glue, you let it get a little tacky. But we don't need any false eyelashes anymore because I swear my eyelashes, wait till I put the mascara on. They have gotten so amazing just from using the mascara for a couple weeks. But I like to let it sit there and let it get a little tacky, and then I'm going to apply that into the brow bone. And as y'all know, if any of y'all watched any of my tutorials before, because our products are cream to powder, you need to use synthetic brushes, real hair brushes. If you use cream products on real hair brushes, you will ruin the brush. You want to use powder on real hair brushes and synthetic brushes for your cream products, which is mostly all of our products. Okay, so I'm just going to take one of these tiny little brushes, like so. I'm getting that Glacier Glitter, and I'm going to do the brow bone right now. And you know what? Sometimes I cheat, and I kind of just do it with my finger. But I let it get a little tacky first before I go in. See that little highlight? And it's good with this Glacier Glitter. It's always good to do that first. A lot of times if y'all have seen my tutorials before, I always start here and then go up. But Glacier Glitter can pull off the color pigment. So I like to start with Glacier Glitter if I'm using that as my brow bone highlighter. Does that make sense? It's like I'm talking to myself. Okay. And then sometimes I like to go in on the inside of my eyelid, right in here, and opens it up a little bit. And a lot of times some people like to do that little sparkle right in there. So I sometimes go at the end and add that. And it's hard to tell in this video, but you guys can see. It's important that you start, if this is going to be your highlighter, that you start with the Glacier Glitter on the brow bone first. And then let that dry. And then you can always go back and add more at the end. Okay? All right. And what I said too before, I feel you, Abigail. So the Candid Cocoa Shimmer, this is something that you have, that is literally in every single day. Something for you, something for your clients. And like I said, it doesn't have to go on the full, as dark as this might seem to people. if I was wearing this like I did yesterday, I would literally just take the wand and then apply it on my lid and then take a brush and kind of smooth it out and bring it into the crease. But since I'm doing a smoky eye tonight, this morning, I guess it is, I am going to start putting it into my crease. I'm going to take a sip of water. I'm so glad my voice came back so I could be with you guys today. I've been dealing with I've been taking care of my family all last week that has got the awful crud, but thankfully we're all on the mend. I just sound like I have a deep voice. So I normally don't sound like this. Okay, so now I'm going to take a fluffy, awesome brush that I like to call kind of like a ponytail. That's a perfect brush for your crease. Depending on the size of your eye, you can go a little bit smaller. It just depends on what layer. So I'm going to take that Candid Cocoa Shimmer, and I'm kind of, because it's a new one, I'm going to go down onto the wand. See how I'm doing that? Excuse me. And I'm going to work, if y'all have seen any of my videos before, it's working that product into the brush. You never want to dab and then go straight away, because you're going to have to spend more time fixing, because there's going to be so much pigment on the brush, and then going straight ahead instead of working the product right into the brush. All right, and now I'm going to go into the crease. And this is the Candid Cocoa. And you work that product into the brush before you apply. Now this would be pretty just on, you know, a more natural look. Just that Glacier Glitter and then the Candid Cocoa Shimmer in the crease and a little bit onto the lid, because the deepest color I'm going to put is that deep plum that's going to go on the lid, and so it's going to cover up a lot of that Candid Cocoa Shimmer. All right, I'm working that into the brush. And now I'm going to go back in here. And then I'm kind of like swooshing, working it into the brush right there. Literally taking the product, because I have so much product right here, onto the wand. I'm working that product into the brush over and over equally. And then if you want to test it, you can test it on your hand like I did right there, just to make sure it was all evenly parted. This is one of the Morph brushes that came with a collection. It's kind of what I like to call a ponytail brush. It's my favorite crease brush. And just swoosh back and forth. And it's always best to do less, and then you can always go back and add more, okay? Because if you do too much, then it's like, oh my gosh, I have to take off. And then also, I believe makeup artistry is kind of like a 3D painting. So if you want to do one layer here, let that set, do another layer, and it looks more natural when you have more of like a continuation from the darkest pigment all the way up to the lightest, if that makes sense. Now that's just part of it right here, but the main smoky is about to come up with the deep plum. And then we go back and swoosh and figure it out after we've already done the deep plum. Okay, so now I'm going to put this awesome color in. This is also, you can tell your customers it's so versatile. You don't have to do what I'm doing right now, which is going to be like a full-on smoky eye for, you know, a fun holiday party or for New Year's. Or this isn't just for the holidays. It could be for any time. But let your customers know that this is an amazing eyeliner. So they can use that Eye Sense pencil into the roots of the eyelashes. And then when they're done with their eye, they could do that Candid Cocoa all over their lid and into the crease with the Glacier Glitter. And then use the Deep Plum as liner. There's so many ways that you can use this Deep Plum. It's not just for the smoky way that I'm going to be using it right now. Okay? So you take the product. I'm using a flat synthetic brush so I can apply it onto my lid. And you just literally work that product into the brush. And then just start into... And also, girls, do you see how I'm not going like this, dragging the brush? I'm literally placing on top of my lid little tiny movements. I wash how I apply my foundation. I use a original beauty blender. It's the best way to apply our foundation. I wash that every day or every time I use it with my actual brushes. Eye brushes probably once a week if they're my personal ones. The things that touch my actual face, I wash a little bit more often. But we have an amazing brush cleaner that literally just squeeze it into a little top and swish it around, and it's so easy. Somebody asked me how often do I wash my brushes. It's so easy to use our brush cleaner. Okay, see what I'm doing here? I'm just lightly placing it onto the lid, going all around. Now see, that's kind of like a light layer. So, like I tell you, I'd rather do a light layer and take maybe 1 or 2 or 3 coats to get that depth I want, because it creates more of a natural 3D version instead of something that looks maybe too cakey. Take that product, work it into the brush, placement all the way in, all the way over, on the lid, all around. Okay, like I said, I like to do light layers. So this is like if somebody saw that deep plum and they said, thank you, Autumn. I love it. It's like, I'm so obsessed with this deep plum. I used it the other day and I was like, okay, this is my favorite go-to eye look now. And I used to have my favorite go-to eye look that a lot of y'all know, which was like my Garnet Mocha Java Shimmer Sandstone Pearl. And Garnet is still my life. Garnet is everything to me. That's what's in my brows, ladies, in case y'all need to know. But I like to do, so anyway, so the depth of the deep, deep plum, which is where I'm going to go for that smoky eye. This is a light layer of the deep plum. See, it's not as dark as you would see the full 3 layers, I guess you would kind of call it, of the deep plum that you might have seen out there on the swatching. If you do a full swatch on your hand, it's a lot darker, right? But this, you can show your clients, it's not that dark. So they can go and not feel like it's so dramatic. Does that make sense? There's so many ways that you can do it. It's just how you apply it. Now, if I was to take this and a brand new thing and I swiped it all over my eye, that might be a little bit too much for people. So that's why brushes are so key, and also working that product into the brush. Okay, so now I'm going to go back on the other eye. What I say, work that product into the brush. And now I'm going back on this because that's, 2 to 3 minutes for Shadow Sense to set, but that was enough time for me to give it to the second layer. And y'all see what I'm doing? Pat, 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 pat. Never drag, never pull. Number 1, because we want to have nice skin that's not aging, but also it's how you place the cream so it sets like a powder and it looks natural. If I sat there and just pulled on the eye and pulled on the eye, I might be taking off product while I'm actually trying to apply it. All right, see how this one looks a little bit more depth than this one because that's that 1 layer. All right, I'll try. Trying to do your makeup in a camera with live and all these comments, I can barely see my eyes. So I'm hoping that this is turning out. It's like, have you ever seen those, like trying to do a makeup tutorial blind? I've always wanted to do that. I'm getting some practice. Doing your own makeup blind, I should say. right, so that's that 2 coats of that amazing deep plum. Okay? All right. So, I'm doing the smoke, girls, so I'm going to go full out. Y'all ready? Again, for people jumping on, I'm sorry I sound so crazy. I'm just getting over being sick with my family, taking care of them all last week after we got back from Disney. But thankfully I have a voice. I didn't have a voice 2 days ago. Okay, so now I'm going to do that 3rd layer. And then I'm going to start really smoking. Okay, what am I doing? Working that product into the brush. I'm not dabbing and going. Okay, so before that last coat sets, what I'm going to do is take that same ponytail brush that I used for the Glacier Glitter originally into that. See how I have that depth right there of the Candid, sorry, not Glacier Glitter, Candid Cocoa. Candid Cocoa Shimmer. I'm using one of these, this ponytail brush. Let me use the one I haven't used for. And I'm going to just take whatever pigment that's left on my lid and kind of start swooshing. And just literally go back and forth. And do you see how important it is to have that Candid Cocoa underneath? Because it just gives that different layer of foundation on the eye. And the Glacier Glitter I did first on the brow bone. See how that smoothed it in and took it? See how there's a little, there's that, and then I smoothed it into there. It doesn't have a number. It's one of the Morph brush sets. I love any of the Morph brush sets off Amazon. You can get some, or just any, there's a Coastal Scents, Morph, any kind of brush set off Amazon. They just came out with a Morph brush set collection at Ulta. I just saw it online the other day. They have a good collection for eyes and then for face. But the key is you don't need to spend a ton of money on brushes because our products are so, are cream to powder. You need synthetic, awesome brushes. And then if they ever start going bad, what do? They're $35, $40. Get a new brush set and spend your money on great makeup. Does that make sense? Give me a thumbs up or a like. Okay. Now we're getting somewhere. So see how that is starting to look 3-dimensional because I smoked that into the crease. Okay. Now I can, for my personal preference, I'll probably go back and add a little bit more Glacier Glitter because I like a pop of a brow, but I don't ever do that until the very, very end. So what I'm going to do now is, you know how I taught you guys in the beginning, my tip trick with the eye sense, how I just put that into the roots of the eyelashes? Well, now I'm going to go in and do the awesome line that's going to create that smoke, and then we're going to make it even more smoky. Okay, so you have your eye sense pencil, and it's so great because it's so user-friendly. This technique that I taught you guys used to take me so much longer with traditional pigment with our Onyx Shadow Sense. And this, once you apply it, it sets. And if you make a mistake, like I did, you just take a Q-tip with the foops. Okay, so I'm going to take that same technique that I like to do. I'm going to pull taut. I'm going to get the pencil. And I'm going to go, and like I said before, anyway, I went into the roots of the eyelashes. And you know what? I might go down a little bit more because we're doing that smoke into the roots there. But now I'm going to pull tight, and I'm going to go light brush strokes. I'm not dragging a line. I mean, if you're a really good hand, you could drag a line. I just like to to do tiny little brush strokes. Pull tight. Go all the way in. Teeny tiny brush strokes there. Now that, I could wear it like that, right? But what I'm going to do before it totally sets is take one of my, I don't know where my other one is. My daughter must have got it. I'm going to take a brush that's tightly woven, and I'm going to take it and I'm going to start swooshing it before it totally sets, so I don't have such a hard line. But it creates depth, but doesn't look like a hard line. Does that make us, can y'all tell? I'm gonna look down. See how the depth is so important right there? And then you just create that line on top. Now, if I were to do like a super smoky eye, which is what I'm doing, I'm gonna go back and do another layer, but I'm gonna do this eye first and then I'll go back. This is like really up close and personal. It's like, hi, here's my eye. I'm gonna go underneath and there, and then casually right there, all the way in. Because with eye sense, it's not budging and smudging. Before, when we would do a technique like this, you had to check your face or your eyes like every 2 minutes, because the water would happen here and then you might be having all kinds of stuff down here. With eye sense, you do not have to do that, and it's amazing. You can get that amazing look without. Okay, remember that awesome depth underneath the eye. I'm gonna go here, take that smoky brush, smudge brush, and then kind of, so it's not a line and it's more of a darker color, because the darkest color should always be along the roots of the eyelash. Okay? Y'all see the difference? How there's that depth right in there. Okay? Now, if I wanted to get a little bit more purple, and why not? Wipe, because this is brand new. Wipe the tip off. This is just me, how I kind of look and stand back and go, okay, I want a little bit more depth right in here. So I'm just going to take the wand and put it right on the lid, right there. I want it a little bit darker right in there. Okay, but because I already had those other layers on top, I was able to do that because it's going to grab a hold of it and not let it go anywhere. All right, so now I want to add just a tiny bit more of the Candid Cocoa Shimmer back into my crease. Taking that ponytail brush. Going back in, into the crease. And I really hate to say that the lighting in here, I'm trying to do it light so y'all can see, but it really is prettier. I'm looking at my mirror over here. It's so much more, a little bit more darker than it looks on camera. I'll have to take a picture so you guys can see it. Okay, so I'm gonna do a couple more things and then we're gonna be done. But I personally just want a little bit more right here. So I'm gonna take that Eye Sense pencil and kind of just go on this outside. And the key is, people, ladies, is that you're blending. You're not just, oh, I want the smoky eye, stamp. There it is. And it's, you know, you have to create the illusion of like a three-dimensional eye. And that's what creates it to be more natural. So there's a depth, then there's the darker plum, then there's the lighter plum, and then there's that candid cocoa shimmer, and then there's the glacier glitter. I'm going to take that out just a little bit so I have a little bit more of a wing right there, but not too much. I don't want a wing. I just want to create the openness of my eye. And you see how I took that right into here all the way. All right, so I did my brows for a natural look, but because I saw that I have a little bit more of a super smoky eye, and the glacier glitter kind of does a little bit of the brow, I'm just going to take a tiny bit of my favorite thing in the world, garnet. It's my favorite color. With an angled eye brush. This is one of my number one things people always ask me is, how do I do my brows? So I take the garnet into the brush, and then my brows are done, but I just want to kind of fix them just a little bit. I'm going to take it down a little bit more into here. And then I'm going to go up a little bit. Get a little bit more. There we go. That fits my eye better. See how I took it a little bit deeper right in there? All right, so I'm going to take a little bit of the garnet, and I'm just going to go on this side. Right there. See how that just finished it a little bit? Ladies, brows are the frame to the eye. The eyes are your picture. So if you would have a beautiful picture of your kids or your wedding day or whatever, and you would just have it sitting on a shelf, would you sit it on a shelf, or would you put this beautiful frame around it to showcase it? So everybody wants to spend all this time doing their eyes, but then they never focus on their brows. I'm not saying you have to go as full as I do. I like a full brow, but I've done people's makeup a ton where I just do a tiny bit, and a tiny bit to fill in your brows makes the hugest difference, okay? So now I'm going to go underneath real quick, smoke out the bottom, and do the lashes. So my next thing that I want to do underneath, let's see. Oh, I didn't get my candlelight out. Hold on one second. I think this is the one. If y'all don't have candlelight yet, make sure this is the right one. It's my absolute favorite to use underneath the eyes for concealing. I don't have anything on underneath my eyelids. I do have our amazing eye illuminator, which is what I have here. It's our eye cream mixed with our pearlizer, because hey, I'm a mom of 2 girls and the elves just came back, so mama ain't getting no sleep. And my elves are very mischievous. They spoil, our elves spoil our girls. I have no sleep, so I need some concealer. It's hereditary too. So, but what I have now is just that eye illuminator. So if you want to have eye cream on that like totally brightens up your eyes and you don't really think it is, that eye illuminator is the bomb. Plus you're getting the eye cream with it. But this is Candlelight. If you have darker skin, we have amazing concealers, light, medium, and deep. You also, if you have darker skin, can mix your foundation in with like a white concealer, depending on what consistency you like. I like to have a light underneath my eye. Excuse me, keep bumping. So I'm going to take the Candlelight, and since this is my personal, I'm just going to go in over that eye sense. I'm going to take it to the roots. I'm going to kind of do like an upside down triangle. Oh, and I forgot my favorite thing is a beauty blender, but I'm just going to use my ring finger. I'm going to take this, and I'm not going to drag and pull. I'm going to start pressing in with the warmth of my hand, of my finger, and I'm going to look up. And to be quite honest, if I'm on the go and I'm rushing to preschool or rushing in the car and I have, you know how we all do. I don't know if y'all do. I kind of do my makeup at home a little bit, And then I know the ones I can do in the car blind. This is one of the ones I can do in the car blind. So I take my finger and I look up. Obviously, I'm not doing this while I'm driving, looking up, but like at a stoplight. Okay. So I'm taking the warmth of my finger with that eye cream underneath. And you see how that just opened my eye right here? Isn't that great? On that eye. And then you can always go back and redo your bronzer on that eye, you know, if you feel like it. All right, I'm going to do the next eye. And a little goes a long way. Super highly pigmented. That was kind of sloppy. This is an upside down triangle. Press, don't press, and drag. And if you put too much on, take your finger, like your middle finger right there, and like take a Kleenex or something, wipe it off. You don't want to have too much. Always want to go into the corner and up, all the way up along the lash line, because we always have that darkness along the lash line. Okay? All right, I'm looking in the actual mirror. It looks so much better in the actual mirror. Okay, so we have that. We have our concealer. Now, when you have a smoky eye, what are you supposed to do too? We have to smoke down here, and everybody's always scared to smoke down there. Now, listen, if I just did the mascara, it would still be a beautiful smoky eye. I just want to do a full, entire smoky eye, and I don't want y'all to be afraid of having a smoky eye and to go underneath. So I'm going to do that real quick, and then the mascara, and we'll be done. Okay, so I'm going to take that Deep Plum. I'm also going to finish off with this at the end. I'm going to do Deep Plum first on the bottom of my lashes. Take a tightly woven brush. Go into that Deep Plum. I have to see what I'm doing so I can make sure I'm working that product into the brush evenly, especially when you're doing a tightly woven brush and want to go into the roots of the eyelashes underneath the eye, because we don't want to make it as smoky as it up top. We want to finish it, but not as much. Okay. This is a little bit. So I'm going to start out here in the middle to the end. I'm just going to gently, lightly swoosh back and forth. You see how I just gently put that, and this is the Shadow Sense. As you know, once it's set, it's not going anywhere. So we can do that underneath on that smoky eye, and see how I'm kind of taking it in just a tiny bit down into there. But I started out the depth out here and bring it in. Oh, that looks good in the regular mirror. Okay. I'm going to do the same thing, work that product in the Deep Plum into the smoky smudge brush. And then I'm going to go on this side. All right, I'm going to kind of go in here. And then you can take any excess and kind of smoke, like just like I did on top, around the corner, right in there. I'm going to take a picture because it looks so much better in the mirror I'm looking at over here. Excuse me. Okay, so then last step before mascara, if we're doing the true smoky eye, is I'm going to take this Bomb Awesome Eyesense pencil that I've already taught you my tip on how to go into the roots of the eyelashes. I'm going to go pull taut here. I'm going to go right in here. Let's spin up a little bit. And because this Eyesense is so awesome, It will not budge or smudge. It's not going to dip down the waterline. Now look at that. And I'm doing a kind of, I know this looks like a lot of product, but I'm doing a more of a toned down version. I mean, because you can, what's so great is you can go all out depending on which layers you're, what type of look you're looking for. Now look at this side. See how I have that all in there? It's a little bit more smoky. Okay. I'm going to go down in here to the waterline. Now all these steps don't have to be taken. I'm just showing you how to do a full smoky eye with the tips, where once you do this look, I mean, if I did this without teaching you guys, I would be done in like less than 10, like probably 7 minutes total. Maybe. Or less. Because it takes practice. You just have to figure out what works good on you. And like I said, less is more. It's always good to do less and then always add more. Don't do too much and then you feel like, oh my gosh, I have to like erase. All right. Y'all see that? Roots of the eyelashes, that awesome thing all the way around. It makes the whites of your irises, sorry, not irises, the whites of your eyes, see how much more whiter it looks when you put that around your, into the eye sense pencil, plus the purple really makes my brown eyes pop too. That's another key thing. It's good for all eye colors, but the purple really does make brown eyes kind of shine a little bit more. All right, so I'm going to take a little tiny bit before the mascara, extra of that Glacier Glitter. Like I said, the key is let that, sit there on your hand a little bit. Let it get a little tacky. I'm going to take a little bit of that Silver Rose Dust too. Silver Rose Dust is so underrated. If y'all don't have this, it's our Natural Loose Powder, our Bronze Dust comes in this, and then our Silver Rose Dust. This is what I call like your instant highlighter, your instant blush. I do cream blush underneath after I apply my foundation, and then I set it with powder. But at the very end, when I want to like finish off the look, I use this, and I'll do that at the very end after I do my mascara. Okay, now this mascara, I am a mascara snob. I tried to love our Lash Sense, and I loved it because it didn't go anywhere, but it did nothing for my lashes, right? This mascara is so bomb. It's unbelievable. And I can tell a huge difference just wearing it from the lash growth inside this for $28, ladies. And just because, I mean, it comes in waterproof and regular, and waterproof should be coming back hopefully anytime soon. But the regular though, ladies, is just so you know, it's water resistant. So some people don't like waterproof. It's a personal preference. All right. So that Glacier Glitter got a little tacky. So I'm just going to gently apply it on that brow bone. Get a little closer. Okay. So you can see it there in the light. Okay. So now I'm going to take our awesome mascara. Make sure you wipe the sides off. Okay, and then the key is always go into the roots of the lashes, all the way up, press in, and pull out. Okay, for this one, I might need to use my mirror, okay? So give me a second. But y'all can still watch what I'm doing. All right, I'm going to go press in, pull out. Press and wiggle, 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 pull out. Use the tip to kind of do the wings and go down on the bottom. Now I have to say too, my bottom lashes have gotten longer from using the mascara. It's pretty amazing. And I did one thin coat. I always like to do maybe 3 full coats, but thin coats, kind of like nail polish, kind of like lip sense. Look at that. No need for falsies anymore, ladies. This mascara is legit. Look at that. That's just one coat. Okay. I'll do the other eye. And do you see how I'm kind of going into the roots right there and pulling out? Into the roots, pulling out. Into the roots, pulling out. Into the roots, pulling out. This mascara is so amazing. Just from wearing this mascara, and now I do wear a lash, I've worn our lash extend. I used to be an avid Latisse user, but I switched to lash extend, and I couldn't believe how my lashes stayed long, but they got stronger. But since using this mascara, I feel like they've gotten even longer. Press on in there. Yeah, it's so heavy. Okay. That's just one. Into the roots, pull out. Into the roots, pull out. Into the roots, pull out. And even though I have a full-on smoky eye, I want you guys to know all the layers that I taught you guys. You don't have to go full. I mean, this is like for a fun holiday party or New Year's Eve, or even, you know, even it doesn't have to be holidays because it's not, you know, traditional colors. But because I went all the way, I did the liner all the way underneath the roots of the eyelashes into the waterline, it still looks natural. It doesn't look messy. Does that make sense? Oh, I'm so glad that happened. Guess what? Even me. Little flips, swipe. Q-tips are your best friend. You just take a little bit of that. And see how we did that into the roots of the eyelashes with the eye sense? That mascara, that's only 2 layers of this amazing mascara. And my lashes have gotten longer. I mean, just from a couple weeks of wearing the mascara. All right, ladies. What do y'all think? Let me show you guys a little closer. See? The roots of the eyelashes, that Eye Sense pencil is your best friend. It really is. And that deep plum, I mean, it can look great on brunettes. It looks really good on brunettes. It looks great on blondes. It looks great on all eyes. But it's about the layering process of how you do it. So it's not all one color. It's not just one on the eyelid, one in the crease, one on the brow bone. And lip color is my favorite, Praline Rose, topped with my other new favorite, Sugar Plum. So if you, Sugar Plum on me looks like I have some awesome lip gloss on, which I love to wear when I'm not really wearing much. But if I want to have a little bit more color, my everyday favorite is Praline Rose, but then I have the awesome shimmer of the Sugar Plum. Oh, and I forgot, I was going to tell you guys, last but not least is the Silver Rose Dust. I'm just going to pump a little bit into the top. And then you just slightly dust on top. Can y'all see the difference there? How it just gives you a little pop of that pink, but then it's like a natural illuminator. Okay? Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this awesome Wonderland Smoky Eye tutorial with all my tips and tricks. And if you have any questions, please comment down below or message me. All right, I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.